Hi all, today we have to discuss the John Teller effect. That is, in 1937, John and Teller proposed a theorem which states that any non-linear molecular system in a degenerate electronic state will be unstable. That means any non-linear molecular system in a degenerate electronic state will be unstable, and John and Teller says that it will undergo some kind of distortion and lower its symmetry and energy and split the degenerate state. That is John Teller effect or John Teller distortion. That is, in a system having non-linear molecular state will be unstable and it will undergo some kind of distortion and split the degenerate state. Let us explain this. What is meant by a non-linear system? For that, we have to take an example. In the case of an octahedral symmetry, the D1 configuration is said to be electronically degenerate. Since 3 T2G orbitals with same energy are available for the electron to occupy. In this condition, the degenerate orbitals are also said to be asymmetrically occupied by the electrons. That is in the case of D1 configuration, this one electron can occupy the 3 T2G orbitals. These 3 T2G orbitals are degenerate and the electron can occupy the either of the 3 orbitals. That is 3 orbitals having same energy. Otherwise, sometimes it occupy in the dxy orbitals or xz or yz. This system is said to be electronically degenerate, having non-linear system, that is asymmetric distribution. Here in this, the electron is asymmetrically distributed in the 3 orbitals. Whereas in the case of D3 configuration, it is symmetric. That is, it is not possible to put 2 electrons in one orbitals, which is against Hund's rule. And for that, each electron is occupied in the 3 T2G orbitals here, which is said to be symmetric. And in the case of D1 or D2, the degenerate state will be non-linear, and in the case of D3, it will be symmetric. And according to John Teller theorem, states that in the case of non-linear system having degenerate orbital will be unstable. It is according to John Teller effect, it is stable and it will not undergo any distortion. But in the case of non-linear molecule, it will be unstable and it undergo some kind of distortion. In this electronically degenerate state, the orbitals are said to be asymmetrically occupied and get more energy. Therefore, the system tries to get rid of this extra energy by lowering the overall symmetry of the molecule that is undergoing distortion, which is otherwise known as John Teller distortion. This is in the case of T2G orbital, and also the same effect is seen in the case of EG orbital. For explaining this, we have to take an example, that is in the case of D9 configuration. In the case of D9 octahedral complexes, here in the case of D4 high spin, D4 high spin, D7 low spin and D9 high spin or low spin. In all these cases, the last electron or the Eg electron will occupy either dx square minus y square or dz square orbital, and here also the last electron occupy sometimes in dx square minus y square or otherwise in dz square orbital. In this case also the Eg orbitals here, T2g orbital is linear and symmetrically arranged and Eg orbital is asymmetrically arranged and which is said to be non-linear. In this case also the Jahn-Teller effect is observed. This is a electronic arrangement in the case of D1 to D10 octahedral low spin complexes. Here the red one, that is D3, D6, D8 and D10 indicates linear system having degenerate symmetric electronic distribution. So in this case, that is D3, D6, D8, D10 low spin octahedral case, there is no Jahn-Teller distortion because here the electrons are arranged in symmetrical manner. But in the case of D1, D2, D4, D5, D7, D9, all these cases the electrons are asymmetrically arranged and which is said to be non-linear, and in these cases there is distortion takes place, that is called Jahn-Teller distortion. And also the next figure, that is this figure represents the electronic configuration of D1 to D10 octahedral high spin complexes. High spin complexes. Here also the red one indicates the complex having no Jahn-Teller distortion. That is here D3, D8 and D10. D3, T2g orbitals are symmetrically distributed. D8, both T2g and Eg orbitals are symmetrically distributed, and D10 also there is no asymmetry. For that, this D3, D8 and D10 there is no Jahn-Teller distortion. But in the case of D1, D2, D4, D6, D7, D9 octahedral complexes having high spin octahedral complexes, there is Jahn-Teller distortion is observed. Thus, T2G0, T2G3, T2G6, EG0, EG4 and EG2 high spin. In the case of high spin only, there is symmetrical configuration, and T2G1, T2G2, T2G4, T2G5, EG1, EG3 and EG2 low spin. Low spin only there is unsymmetrical configuration. These all in the case of unsymmetrical configuration which show Jahn-Teller distortion, and in this case it does not show Jahn-Teller distortion. And also if the configuration is T2G is symmetrical and EG also symmetrical, if T2G is symmetrical and EG is symmetrical, we already say that there is no distortion. But if T2G only is unsymmetrical and EG is symmetrical, if T2G is unsymmetrical and EG is symmetrical, then there is slight distortion occurs. But in EG is unsymmetrical, EG orbitals are unsymmetrical and T2G is symmetrical, then the strong distortion occurs. That's why in the case of copper complexes, that is D9 configuration, there is Eg orbital is unsymmetrical, and in the case of copper complexes there is a strong distortion occurs. Let us explain how a Jahn-Teller distortion takes place. For that, we have to take an example, that is copper 2 complexes. In these complexes there is a strong Jahn-Teller distortion takes place, so that we have to take an example as copper 2 complexes. The configuration is d9 electrons. There is 9 electrons in the d orbitals, dx xy, dxz, dyz. 6 electrons are there, and the remaining 3 electrons are filled in Eg orbitals. That is, and the Eg electronic configuration would be either dx square minus y square 2, dz square 1, or dx square minus y square 1 and dz square 2. If we take this Eg configuration will be dx square minus y square 2 and dz square 1, then there is more electron cloud in dx square minus y square orbital than dz square orbital, so that the ligands in the xy plane are repelled to a greater extent. That is, here dx square minus y square orbitals have more electrons, so that the ligands in the xy plane, in the case of octahedral complexes, the ligands in the xy plane are repelled, because due to extra electrons it is repelled to a great extent than the ligands along the z-axis. Since the ligands in the xy plane move further away, and the dx square minus y square orbitals become more stable than dz square orbital, thus destroying the degeneracy of Eg orbital. That is, the Eg orbital is split into this way: dx square minus y square having lower energy and dz square having higher energy, and also T2g is also splitted like this: dxy orbitals have lower energy and dxz, yz orbitals have higher energy. That is, the ligands in the xy plane are repelled to a great extent. So, the ligands in the xy plane move further away, and the ligands in the z-axis moves inward. That is called Z-in distortion. XY planes are moved away means the Z plane moved in. That is, Z-axis is compressed. There is ligands in the Z-axis compressed, and the ligands in the XY plane elongated. That is called Z-in distortion. Z-in distortion. And if the actual configuration is dx square minus y square 1 and dz square 2, a distortion of the opposite type result. That is, if the configuration is dx square minus y square 1 and dz square 2, the reverse case. Earlier we discussed the case in which the electronic configuration is dx square minus y square 2 and dz square 1, and now it is dx square minus y square 1 and dz square 2. In this case, z out distortion takes place. That is, here the ligands along z-axis are repelled to greater extent than the ligands in the xy plane. Since the ligands along the z-axis moved away, the dz square orbital become more stable than the dx square minus y square orbital. Then the z out distortion takes place, and this is in the case of z out distortion. Here the two electrons are in the dz square orbital and one electron is in the dx square minus y square orbital. Hence the ligands along z-axis moved away. That is, in the octahedral plane, the ligands along the z-axis moved away, and the dz square orbitals, the energy of dz square orbital become less and the energy of dx square minus y square become higher. Similarly, the energy of dxz and dyz, that is, it lie along the z-axis, the energy is less and the energy of dxy orbital become higher. And this is in the case of z in distortion. That is, here the energy of dx square minus y square is less, because here dx square minus y square orbital have 2 electron and dz square have 1 electron, and therefore the repulsion takes place in the ligands lying in the xy plane are repelled to greater extent, and the ligands in the xy plane move further away. The dx square minus y square orbital become more stable. Thus, the energy of dx square minus y square become less and the energy of dz square becomes higher. Similarly, T2g orbitals, the energy of dxy orbitals become less and the energy of dxz and dyz orbitals become higher. This is all about the Jahn-Teller effect, and this theorem states that any non-linear molecular system in a degenerate electronic system state, that is, any non-linear molecular system in a degenerate electronic state will be unstable and it will undergo a kind of distortion which will lower its symmetry and energy and split the degenerate state. And next we have to explain the consequences of Jahn-Teller effect. Let us explain that on the next class. Okay, thank you.